We're live. Jeremiah's making tea. For those of you who are here already, he'll be here in a second. How are you guys doing tonight? Let me make sure my live chat is on so I can see everything. Oh, hey, Tina. Hey, Leanne. Lori. Hey, Mimsy's Garden. Food Forest next door. Hey, Patty. It is Sunday night, our regular live stream. Super excited to chat with everybody tonight and just catch up. I have been so out of the swing of things with making videos, definitely not in my swing of posting every day like in the summer. And I feel like I just feel like I haven't been on YouTube very much lately. So, hey, Joe, what's up? Hello, the Garden on Jimstone. Hello from California. Thank you, KMA. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Hello in Missouri, Snow White Benson. Hey, Rebecca Fox. Hey, Pittsburgh. Farmer Mima, how are you? Oh, Growing Strong Roots Homestead. How are y'all doing tonight? Not cold or raining here, Low Cash Homestead. Has actually been pretty nice. I think it cooled off today. It's been warmish, actually. I mean, considering what it was. Yeah, today was still nice. Jeremy Thompson, what tech did you guys start creating videos with? My very first videos were used our cell phones, and then I had a DSLR setup from my photography days, and I did some videos on that. It was a big pain in the butt because it was not geared towards video at all. It was an older DSLR.
The first vlogging camera was the G7X.
The G7X, Mark II G7X, and then we upgraded to we have an M50, and we actually loaned that to some of our friends today. And actually, this is just sitting here. So this is my regular vlogging camera, which is a Canon 80D. I've got a VidMic Pro on top, which I leave unplugged so that I remind myself to turn it on because I've shot a lot of videos with no audio, and a Joby GorillaPod. So this is what I shoot videos on now for the most part. Oh, fun. Heidi, what are you going to go see?
We need to say hi to Sandra Mary Kay Gunderson because she said hi and that we are so popular we never see her messages.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sandra Mary Kay Gunderson. I'm glad you're here. Thank you, John, for that super chat. We appreciate that. Oh, I know. I feel like I haven't been on YouTube very much. We've been so... I'm not even going to say that. We have been busy, but we have also been intentionally taking it easy. We're working on the basement. It looks fantastic. I'm excited to show that to you guys. I have been cleaning my house and getting ready for the holidays, pulling out a bunch of decor and stuff. I've had all this decor up in storage. Jeremiah brought me this really beautiful cowhide rug last year for Christmas, and I never put it out because it was always I'm going to paint, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it all at once. And now I've been no, I'm going to decorate my house. And I'm just pulling all this stuff out, making my house look awesome. It looks really good. I kind of want to take y'all in the living room right now and show it to you, but I guess I could just wait, show you on a vlog. But I've got my coffee table out, my rug. Got some Christmas pillows on the couch. I'm feeling it. I'm going to go sit in there as soon as we're done with this. It's awesome. It looks really great, doesn't it?
It does look really good.
Hung the stockings up. The boy said, the Christmas socks. You got out the Christmas socks. I'm like, you bet I did.
Just for you special boys.
Awesome. Our daily homestead life. So excited to have you. Okay. If you guys put questions up, try to put them in all caps so I can make sure that we see them. Okay, Jeremy, second question. Are you familiar with all of the social media platform before you started a channel, or did you learn on the fly? It's a great question, Jeremy. I had an Instagram first. This is my progression into where we are now. I wanted a homestead forever. I was obsessed with it. I read all the blogs, all the books. I was completely smitten with the idea. Shopped at the farmers markets, learned as much skills as I could. And when we moved out, I got chickens. I was obsessed with them. I literally would spend an hour a day. Like, that's where I prayed. Like, I would just sit in my chicken yard with my chickens. Jeremiah would be like, where'd Jess go? And then he'd find me just sitting down there with the chickens. I was chicken smitten. And so naturally I posted photos of them all the time on my Instagram. I did not understand what hashtags were. I knew nothing about that stuff. This has been 6 years ago or so. And all these people I didn't know started following me. And I was like, who? And I'm trying to figure out who these people are. Because at that point we were youth ministers. And I would connect with like our students and their parents on Instagram, but I didn't understand like the social platform. And, so yeah, that was like the beginning. And I was like, who are these strangers following me? And it turns out people like chickens just as much as I did. So when I started the YouTube channel, I think I probably had about 1,000 followers on Instagram, but neither one of those were really doing much. We took a really slow start on YouTube. We put about 14 videos out in the first 2 years. And then when I really started like doing YouTube, I think at that point I had about 14,000 followers on Instagram or something like that. It was over 10. Oh, wow. Thank you, MT Knives. Y'all are the best. Thank you so much. Just bless my heart. I love y'all. Tell your sweet family, give them all of our love. So,
is that Patrick, or you think it's his? Oh, actually,
I don't know.
Could be one of his kids.
It could be one of many people. But yeah, so we started to like share on YouTube, and at that point, I think I understood like social networking. I really at that point really understood that if you want to grow, like being authentic and actually connecting with people was the best way. I had at that point been exposed to a lot of people like attempting to grow brands in very gimmicky ways and been like, ew, that's gross. And I basically had my approach at that point. As far as like analytics and all that stuff, I still don't really understand a lot of those things. I understand it way more than I used to, and I have really smart friends that explain things to me. But yeah, there are still some things that I can't tell you what our stats are because I'm just not that all about that.
And
Hey,
about that
Stivers, tell your babies we said goodnight. Thanks, Andrew Littlefield, for encouraging that.
Honeystead's on here too.
Oh, hey, Kaylee. Okay, what are you guys going to do about the new laws on YouTube? Probably absolutely nothing. For the most part, I don't feel like that's really going to affect us. I know we have our kids in our videos, but I feel
our demographic is less than 1%.
Our demographic is less than 0.5% under the age of 18. And so I don't, like I'm not making content for kids. I feel okay in checking that. I'm making primarily content that, and yes, it is kid friendly. I mean, obviously we're a pretty wholesome family. We're not putting up anything that would need to be shielded from kids, except for maybe that one alpaca video. It depends on your parenting style. So like, honestly, well, I had some backlash off that.
We get backlash off of everything.
But no, okay. I think that we should be okay. Some of my very dear friends who have really successful YouTube channels have talked to their like people. When you get a big channel, you get a person that works with you, and they've assured I don't think that there's anything that we need to worry about.
Goodbye, Dan.
Okay, let's see. I saw some questions up. So I don't think that they're going to affect us really. Yeah, Meg Holler is an analytics boss, and Morgan Gold from Goldstraw Farm. Like, I've got some people who really understand things. Jake from White House on the Hill, like Danelle from Wiedemann Reap. These people, they know their stuff, and so they just they explain things. So I haven't been that concerned. Jagoose, that's hilarious. Can you collect and save seeds and herb from, can you save seeds after a freeze? Yeah, I mean, a lot of seeds don't grow until after a freeze, and a lot of people keep their seeds in the freezer, so I wouldn't think that would be a problem. I'm kind of the stance of just try it, and if there's an issue, do it differently next time.
All right, here's a good question right there.
What?
Cecilia I am not even going to try that.
Okay. I really hope you see this. I'm a college student. What would you suggest I do to prepare? I don't have a place to grow actual veggies. I'm currently growing herbs, but I don't know what else to do. That's a great question. And I want to commend you as a college student for focusing on this and, realizing the importance of this at a young age. I tell Ben Turn this all the time because we've got him here, and he is, a young man that's setting his focus on this. And man, what I wouldn't do to get back, your 20s, your capacity to just start on the front end. If you already have debt, begin working to get out of that and do not incur more debt. That would be my first and foremost thing to just set as a goal. It is so much easier to live a sustainable life when you need less. And having large payments is going to really limit your options and what you're able to do. So really getting out of debt is a really great thing. Another thing that I think is probably the first thing, and I want to make a video about this soon, but really learning to eat in season. I don't know if you're living in a dorm, if you're living in a place where you actually have a kitchen. Obviously, you're going to have a lot more skills opened up to you to learn if you have access to a kitchen. Cooking skills are one of the main waiting room, classroom things to learn. Learning to cook from scratch is huge because basically you need to know how to cook. You need to not be a slave to like a recipe book whenever you're having to adjust your plan daily based on what you have a lot of. So learning to can, and also, like I said, I don't know what your living situation is, but there are some things you can learn to grow inside, like microgreens and sprouts and different things like that. You can grow a thing of microgreens on your counter. I keep microgreens growing on my counter for the most part. So yeah, that is, I would say those are kind of your first things. Learning to grocery shop, sustainably sourcing and ethically sourcing stuff. That's a tough one. And it's a lot easier whenever it's just you. I didn't really start making that shift until I had a big family, and it was a lot harder to do. So learning to shop in season and, learning what grows when, sourcing things in your area, those are all really valuable. Heirloom Permaculture made a great suggestion. Find someone nearby that might let you garden in their yard and share the harvest. That's a really great thing if you've got the time to do that. Caitlin, I've got some responses to some different letters on my desk right now, and some thank you notes and some different things that I've got to send out. And I've also got some letters that I haven't read yet. We get a lot of mail, but I don't think that it's weird at all. I always appreciate the mail that we get from people. Farmer Brad suggested volunteering on a farm in exchange for produce is a good way to gain experience. That's a really great idea. Do you have some questions you can answer real quick so I can run out of here? I'll be right back.
Okay.
That's sweet. Answer questions about your favorite. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Questions. Some questions. I'm not seeing any questions. Was it hard for y'all to save up to buy your homestead? Did you do cash? I want to homestead one day. We did not pay cash. We did not pay cash for our homestead. We did get a crazy good deal, and I was able to use my VA loan, which didn't require down payment, so that was nice. And it also doesn't require mortgage insurance, which makes it cheaper. And so pair that with the fact that we found a HUD foreclosure, like we got 5 acres in this house for a steal. And that kept our mortgage payment pretty low, which was part of the reason why we were able to make all of it work. But no, we still owe some money on this house, but we do have a lot of equity built up into it at this point. But yes, having your finances in order, making good decisions as far as debt goes would be a good thing to do before you start trying to get into this, because getting started in homesteading, unfortunately, in our current way of things, is expensive.
It doesn't have to be huge. I mean, you can be resourceful, but it's just going to.
I mean, even being resourceful, like, and we are very resourceful, even still, there's certain things that just cost money.
Have y'all thought about doing a market garden?
We're talking about it now that we have help.
Yeah. I had intended to do like the whole farmers market thing when we first got started. And then I realized how like much intense work that was. And basically we did not. Oh yeah.
Asking about that.
I started and I was like, wow. Basically it came down to with how many kids I had, trying to homeschool, doing everything that I was doing. At the time I was traveling a lot for ministry. And I was just like, I can't do market gardening and all this other stuff. It's not the right season. I could, but we wouldn't be growing our own food at that point. And I didn't want to sell what we were growing to go turn around and have to buy our own food. So I decided to focus just on our stuff right now. And we'll probably stick with that for a little while.
The sign says, love grows best in houses just like this.
Yes. It used to be actually in my living room. I'm rearranging a lot of my decor. I'm pulling a lot of stuff out of closets that's been put up and like moving things around. So our house probably look a little different over the course of the next little bit, but I'll get it all settled at some point.
Sorry to hear that, little garden big dreams. We can relate in some regards. He just lost his mother.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Same thing.
Yeah, I am so sorry to hear that. We understand how that is. The Low Cash Homestead said it took almost 3 years of skinning by to put up the money we needed to get out of debt and cash by our homestead. But we also found a really great foreclosure. Finding an affordable place is massive. I mean, like whenever we got a really great deal. I know he was talking about that earlier. But it made our house payment really low. And now this house was a hot mess whenever we moved into it. And it's still kind of
It's still kind of a hot mess.
I mean, it's way better than it used to be. But I mean, I like make videos in my kitchen even though I'm missing half the fronts of my kitchen doors. Like eventually we're going to remodel it, but it's just not making it up the list. Yeah, like it's getting close now. But I mean, we've been living in this house with parts of it falling apart for 6 years.
Honestly, the first 4.5 years, we spent most of our money and time on infrastructure outside.
Yeah, but we did that so that this is what we wanted. And so living in the lesser house was just part of what made that possible. Oh, Andrew Littlefield, thank you so much. Actually, someone commented on that today and I saw it and I was like, we should do more of that video where we played.
Please charge down. Yeah, Bear's walking around fidgeting. That's why you keep hearing him move around. Because if we put him in his crate, he'd cry.
No,
and that
he's
would just be
really
annoying.
Yeah, he's high maintenance, and I haven't been here all day, so he wants to
get out of that. Lay down.
Juanita, I love the alpaca haircut videos that you put or pictures you shared with me today. One of them looked so hipster. I was like, that's what they need. So,
you don't have a shirt on. Go get a shirt out of your drawer. No, shirt. Ain't showing your muscles out here.
Farmer Brad said it's always about getting the right angle. So many times I have a pile of something off camera. That's funny. I try to.
Yeah, that's the last thing we need right now is a kid in here with a shirt off and be like, shut that channel down. Oh, okay.
What's up?
Can we
the
talk
naked
about
baby?
Yes.
Yeah.
One time Jessica's shooting or editing a video after shooting it, and I was outside working on something, and Ben kept bugging her and like just not being obedient.
And I kept repeating myself. It's really frustrating when I'm trying to convey information and I keep getting interrupted because I'm repeating it to reshoot it and I can't remember what I've already said. So I was getting a little bit frustrated already. And it turns out when I got into editing,
hold on, Ben.
There was a butt naked child behind me sneaking into the shots.
We had to crop it out.
We had to go through and really make
Ben
sure.
ran in and looking for something like with no clothes on at all in the behind her.
Yeah,
she's talking and she doesn't really notice it, so she doesn't stop what she's saying.
Yeah,
so she's talking and talking, really and Ben comes in naked, looks in this clothes back for some clothes, and walks out. And I'm like, I am so glad that we caught that.
Yeah. So yeah,
How do you feel about the Tesla Cybertruck? I know so little about it. What does that tell you?
But thanks for that super chat.
But thanks for the super chat. I will not be using that to buy a Tesla truck. Honestly, if I ever had enough money to buy a Tesla truck, I would buy it and then drive a giant F-350 with giant tires over it.
No, quit.
A Tesla truck? No self-respecting man is going to buy a Tesla truck as if they're going to use it for a truck. No one. And if you do, just don't talk about it on YouTube. Did you hear about the testing?
I don't know.
We got to go down this road. Sorry. They're supposed to be bulletproof, right? And they brought out, they're revealing it. And they threw these metal, threw metal balls at it, and it shattered all the windows. Absolutely didn't work at all.
This part's not clean. Sorry. Can you recommend a good way to start a vegetable garden in a rental? I would ask your landlord if they're okay with you messing with the grass in an area and do a couple of 4x4 foot raised beds. That would be how I would start in a rental, because that would be manageable to take apart and move if needed. Is it bad to store your seeds in glass jars? They have lids. Cassandra, actually, Baker Creek's like secret seed vault that is locked up and locked down. That's like Jared's personal seed collection. All of the stuff is stored in glass jars. So I think it's okay. Jared's like the seed genius. So if he does it, it must be fine.
Someone was asking about should they start a YouTube channel? They're kind of like urban homesteading. They think it'd be fun. I always tell everyone they should, even if it's just a record for yourself to see.
Yeah.
Because like the reality is that not everyone is going to become multi-million subscriber YouTube channels. It's just not going to happen. And so I'm not going to say you should totally do it because it's just going to blow up and it's all going to be great. I can't predict any of that. Honestly, I barely know how we're doing what we're doing. And so like, I don't know what it'll do for you, but do it because even if you just have a record, you get in the community for one. Yeah. Two, you can go look back. Like right now, I look back on some of our videos and be like, man, we sure have progressed as people. We've progressed as a family. We've progressed as a homestead. Like, it's just for us, this is like really like honestly the bottom line of why we're doing YouTube, because we didn't expect it to make just a ton of money either. But we're being obedient. But really, it gives us this record, this video record. It's like family videos. We get to look back and see Ben being cute in the garden, and like seriously, in 10 years, we'll look back at this season, especially right now, about all the videos we have of all of our kids like learning to do this stuff, and it'll be priceless.
Hey, love Listed Me Rescue. Ashley, I saw that you commented that you were starting a channel. I'm so excited that you did. That's awesome. Big Bear Homestead, yeah. Being able to look back and seeing how your kids have grown is incredible. And it does your YouTube make you feel more self-critical? That's a great question. You are going to have to get over yourself to do YouTube. Like, you're going to have to get over criticizing yourself. Honestly, I think doing YouTube has probably made me more okay with myself because truly, I am what I am. Sometimes my voice annoys me and sometimes some angles don't make me feel like I look super great and different things. But ultimately, I come down to it and I'm like, this is who I am and I'm okay with that. And so like you can't be perfectionist. Hey, Two Family Homestead, how are you? Kate, I don't think that the new changes are going to be that huge of a deal. I think there's a lot of fear mongering going on. And so I think that we need to honestly approach it. And for the most part in our genre, I just don't think that there's going to be anything to worry about. City Girl Country Art. Yes, I was very nervous the first time I went on Two Family Homestead. They convinced me that it was a doable thing to do live. So y'all can thank them for that because we went live with them. And since then, I've been really brave about it. Big Bear, it is because of YouTube that I realized how good looking I am and humble.
For the bees, we actually had our bee mentor come out. We checked everything while it was warm outside. We're going to keep them fed at least one of the hives, especially because it was not as stocked. But the other two honestly have enough stored, and we didn't harvest anything. And so they had enough stored to maintain themselves for the whole winter. And then we also administered some medication. I don't remember exactly what it was for. But other than that, like he said, the hives were strong and that we didn't have to worry about anything else. The other thing we did was we shut the vent at the top, which was just essentially sliding the lid, and then we reduced the entrance hole to a lot smaller. So that way it keeps more heat in. That was all we did.
When is Mondays with Maya coming back?
This Tuesday.
Oh.
I'm going to be working towards getting it out on Mondays, though.
Teresa, how long does it take to get bees established? I think there are probably a lot of factors that go into that. So I don't know that there's a real straightforward answer. And this is our first year, so I don't really know, like if there's an average. But hey, Morgan, somebody asked about the series that Goldshaw Farm and I are doing together. We're actually going to take this week off for Thanksgiving posting. There are going to be, I think, 2 more videos on that. But it's been a joy for us to do. Morgan's really the real MVP on that because he has spent a lot of time editing those videos. He's done all the editing. And truly, it's just a labor of love. It's something that he and I wanted to do together for this community, which has been so good to us. And we just feel so grateful for what YouTube's done for us. And so that was really what fueled that. It was just a way of like giving back that we wanted to do. And he has been awesome. Like, I don't have the editing skills that Morgan has, and he has made these videos everything that I hoped that they would be. Just really amazing. So, who's cold harvesting the bounty? It's actually been relatively nice here, but I think it's supposed to get cold again. Maybe not. Oh, yeah.
Someone asked about canning tomatoes, water bath or pressure can. You water bath.
Yeah, I water bath canned tomatoes. I just add acid, like citric acid or lemon juice. I usually just use lemon juice, and just add acid to that. The Ball canning book is kind of like my go-to to make sure that I'm doing things right. Marcy Sanders, the Shindig 2020. Actually, there will be videos about that with details in the coming week. The Vincents came over yesterday, and we actually shot that stuff. Loved your do-over gardening video. Thank you for your honesty. Hoping for a better gardening year for myself too. Between friends, I'm really glad.
Morgan Malia has actually got here yesterday, so she's here.
She's with his brother.
She's with my brother, Uncle Josh, hanging out.
I spent the day with her today.
My hand's pretty much healed. It's still sensitive on the scar. You can see my little Harry Potter scar, little lightning bolt. But it's not affecting me. And someone was saying pressure canning lasts longer as far as the seal.
Yeah, we use our stuff so fast.
We don't. We don't worry about it because we use it.
I've not had to really can anything like specifically trying to get more than a year of shelf life because we go through everything. If I ever get to the point that I'm growing that much excess, I might look at that. Xavier, are you going to post any favorite Thanksgiving cooking videos? I don't know that I am, simply because I don't know that I will before Thanksgiving. I may make a video while I'm cooking Thanksgiving, but it's not going to do y'all a whole lot of good as far as cooking your Thanksgiving. You won't see it till after Thanksgiving. But I was talking about it with Jeremiah tonight, and I was like, I don't know that I'm going to cook Thanksgiving videos because then I would have to cook everything twice. And if I cook it all earlier in the week to shoot a video of it so you can have it before Thanksgiving, then we're eating that stuff twice in a week and it won't be as good on Thanksgiving. And so I don't think I'm going to do that. I would love to see more fermenting and canning videos from you. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. Ashley, about planting peppers together. You mentioned in your do-over video about planting peppers together. Yeah, I've heard that really helps. And just from my experiential knowledge, the one year I had them all in the same bed was my big pepper year. So Do you think you'll have meat
chickens in the nearest future?
Fancy farmer, yes.
This spring we will definitely we'll probably do 2 harvests, and we'll be talking a lot about it.
Yeah.
Because actually, so this year, talking about the Shindig, Baker Creek's a sponsor, and also Murray McMurray Hatchery is a sponsor. And the vice president's going to come down with his family. His name's Tom. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, Jeremiah and Tom are bros now. They
we're supposed to be leaving, we have stuff to do, and bring him just sitting there
I
talking.
kept having to go back and be like, Jeremiah, come on.
Yeah, so then we finally left HOA, and we wouldn't stop talking, and we go into the restaurant, and him and his father-in-law are sitting down. I'm like, hey, pull up a chair and start talking.
They just really enjoyed chatting, and I'm like, all right, I got to be that wife. Come eat dinner with us. Oh, Sarah. Oh, I don't know. I've screwed up a lot of gravy. Jeremy, no, we don't really use square foot gardening in our raised beds. I don't really go by those methods. Kind of similar, but not really. I found that I space a little bit further apart than what square foot gardening suggests.
We're not going to do meat rabbits.
No, we didn't really love raising rabbits for meat.
See, I wish that was the real banks. Those are probably trolls, which is why they got blocked. Not Bank of America. Actually, of all banks, I think they are the epitome of bad banks.
How big do you recommend building your garden at first for long term on 5 acres? How many people are you feeding, Melissa? That probably makes a big difference on it. Our favorite Thanksgiving desserts. I like pecan pie. My mom is going to make pecan pie.
I like a smorgasbord variety. So I like pumpkin pie. Jessica does this delicious banana pudding. I like pecan pie a lot. I like eggnog. There's
going to be a lot of junk food.
Chocolate cream pie. I like all pie in general.
You do like chocolate cream pie? My mom was saying she would make a chocolate cream pie, but I was like, I think we have enough desserts.
I mean, I do like it, but it's not I'm not going to be that guy. It's like, hey, make 15 different pies for a lot. We have a lot less people coming to our house this year.
Family. Yeah, pumpkin roll. I'm going to make pumpkin roll.
We're going to try a new dessert. Okay, because I try and mix things up.
Where did you get that recipe? You don't ever send recipes to me.
I know, but I really want to.
Where did you find that? Were you looking for
googliness? My googliness is high.
You Googled a recipe?
Yes. Is that so strange?
It's unusual. You don't usually do that.
Oh, my love. We have turned over new leaves. New leaves of our love. Okay, the new recipe that I want to try this year is...
You're like the Bubba Gump pie.
Yeah, you got cherry pie, apple pie, shrimp pie.
The second pig has not had babies. She just wants to make a...
orange creamsicle pie sounds delicious. Now, I've always wanted to try, how they have, pecan pie inspired desserts that are not pecan pie. And so I Googled pecan pie inspired desserts and looked through a top 21 list of pecan pie cheesecake, pecan pie muffins, pecan pie milkshakes, all these different things.
What you sent me would be a good breakfast.
And so what I saw was pecan pie bread pudding, and I love bread pudding. There's actually 2 puddings I love. No, I love all puddings. But there's 2 hot puddings that I really enjoy. I love a good rice pudding with raisins and some cinnamon and nutmeg.
Oh, I like pudding. Sugar pie too.
And I don't even know what that is. Does all pie have sugar? Makes no sense.
Sugar pie. So I think it's similar to a buttermilk pie.
So I love bread pudding. And so we're going to try pecan pie bread pudding this year. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be delicious.
He's really excited. Basically the third O in the Google. So it's just the dark web. That's hilarious. Yeah, we honestly...
Sugar is the devil.
We actually have not been eating very much refined sugar at all. And so I'm cooking a very mindful Thanksgiving. All of our meat is ethically sourced. I'm cooking lots of stuff that's organic. I've tweaked a lot of recipes, but the desserts... It's like the highlight of Jeremiah's year is Thanksgiving dessert. And so I was just like, all right, I'll do it. Like I've really been so like I have cut stuff out. Like my kids like used to like expect dessert. Are you humming the Rocky tune right now?
That's exactly what you did when we were decorating the family.
I thought you were humming it like getting ready to eat that much dessert. Like,
that's what I'm doing. I'm preparing myself. So like I'll actually will start fasting on Tuesday. And I will not eat Tuesday or Wednesday at all. I will drink nothing but water and just empty everything out so I have all the space.
Yeah, except the cranberry jelly. That will be ocean spray.
Then,
except I also make it from scratch for the rest of us who appreciate
I don't like that. So then we'll start the morning with sausage pinwheels. And she usually does monkey bread, but we're not going to do that this year. If you want to do the pecan, pie bread pudding for breakfast with those pinwheels, that'd be okay.
Instead of carrot cake, he wants carrot cake muffins for breakfast. But I was like, whatever you want. It's his day, guys. It's his happy day.
It's better than my birthday.
Except for sometimes on his birthday, which is
I get
December,
Thanksgiving.
He asks for Thanksgiving dinner again, and sometimes I do it because I'm a sucker.
Because you're a sucker?
I love you. I'm in love with you. That's what I meant to say.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to recover from that.
I think you will when I cook for 2 days for you.
So anyways, start with the sausage pinwheels. We'll do like a lightly sweet breakfast, like a pecan. We might do the pecan pie, bread pudding for breakfast. No lunch because you got to get ready for dinner.
Except for the lunch that the kids eat, which is like sandwiches.
Who cares? No one actually eats lunch.
Or sometimes I'll make soup. Like sometimes I'll simmer.
Then we have the spread of dinner, and then later we'll have the spread of dessert. It's gonna be so good.
Okay, so carrot cake. If you look up, there's a cookbook I have, which
what is it called?
I don't know where it is. It's called Back in the Day Bakery, and if you look up Back in the Day Bakery carrot cake, that's the carrot cake recipe that I like, and it's really, really good. Kira, are you going to be coming here for around Thanksgiving? Homestead dreaming. Do you wear pregnant pants on Thanksgiving?
Well, I can't wear no pants. So I probably will wear some kind of stretchy, comfortable pants. No, I wear jeans until the evening. And then I probably have to go change because I'm so uncomfortable.
I don't know. I actually don't overeat on Thanksgiving because
she actually doesn't even eat at all. She won't even make a plate. You don't even make a plate. Maybe you'll have leftovers because what she does. This is honestly how she cooks. This is normal, not just for Thanksgiving, all the time. So let's say she's cooking dinner, right, and it's like cooking meat or cooking this or cooking that. She's constantly just picking at it, right, and eat it.
Make sure,
and that's her meal. Her taste testing is all she eats. And I don't mean like she's not eating. Oh my gosh, I'll freak out because Jessica's not eating enough. Like she's getting a full meal. She's just getting it spaced over the time of cooking.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I don't really feel like eating anything else. Oh. And the banana pudding is not with wafers. It's with those.
Chess cookies.
Chess cookies. Oh my gosh. So good.
Yeah, I do love cooking Thanksgiving though. It's how do you make your leftover turkey sandwich on Friday? To be completely honest, Jason, I don't do turkey sandwiches. Usually I cook like 2 or 3 turkeys for Thanksgiving because we have so many people here, and usually there's not any leftover.
There's turkey. Ham.
There's ham, but there's
we'll just
usually never leftover turkey. I keep all the carcasses and make broth.
What are chess cookies?
Shortbread.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Cookies. They're totally processed food.
You know what I just realized though?
What?
There will be no cards this Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, Jeremiah's family's going to his brother's house. We could teach people how to play cards. Not the same.
No. Your family would probably want to play dominoes or something.
My family doesn't play dominoes. Or Chinese checkers.
Oh yeah, we can have a Chinese checkers tournament, and I can just go ahead and lose. Right
Y'all, Jeremiah has beat me at every game that we have ever played, except for Chinese checkers.
Up until
like a week ago, he beat me for the first time.
Ever.
It was a sad day for me.
It was a glorious day for me.
No, okay. Leftover turkey sandwich. If I ever have a leftover turkey sandwich, which usually we don't, I like to get like sourdough bread and then turkey and put the stuffing on the sandwich and the cranberry sauce on the sandwich. So good.
Oh man, yeah. That does actually sound pretty good. Good thing I double checked myself. You told me to put the ham in the fridge, and I thought I did, but it was actually a pork shoulder. So I changed it out. I almost didn't put the ham in the fridge to defrost.
Oh man. Oh, tiny bread. You wanna get up here?
Why are you so cute?
I'm so cute.
Because of what?
Because I'm so cute.
Yes,
you're just
Nicole,
like me.
I make my own bread. Not regularly. I would like to make it more regularly, but it's not that hard to make bread. It's just remembering to start the dough and start the process every morning or every other morning or however often. The star of the channel has arrived.
Someone was like, be careful, guys. Gluttony is a real thing. I'm like, I understand that. That's why I'm eating extremely healthy all the other days.
You don't usually he doesn't usually like sit down to like 3 plates. He usually eats a plate of food and then he eats leftovers again, and he eats Thanksgiving food like
until it's gone.
Like every meal until it's gone. That's
yeah,
really
like
more what it is.
I'm not like, I don't eat like.
He's not like gorgeous.
Also, my portion sizes, I don't know. This is the first year with actually adjusting our diet like long term.
You're not.
And my portion sizes are very small.
Yeah.
Like Jessica would make me like 2 pieces of salmon normally, and she did this last time, and I couldn't eat both of them.
Yeah. No, you are so cute. You're a sweet boy, Benjamin. Mm-hmm. What is the name of the water filter? It's a Berkey water filter. We have a link to that, and we just recently did a video. Excuse me. If somebody could link that video, that would be great. And it talks about it, and it has the link. They're having a sale right now. We would really appreciate you guys using our link. That really helps our channel, using our affiliate links. It doesn't change the price of things for you. Like, it doesn't make it cost more or anything. It just lets them know that I'm the one that told you about it. What do you guys do when it to protect your eggs when it gets cold out? Here, hey, quit. Do you want to be here? Do you want to sit here, or do you want to go back and watch the show?
It doesn't get that cold here.
I want dinner.
You want dinner? It's almost done. I'll make you a bowl. It gets cold, but the chickens keep the coop a little warmer than normal, and so usually they don't freeze. Are you being the snuggly nuzzler? Thank you so much, Wilhelmina. I appreciate that. I love growing tomatoes and helping other people do the same. Why are my goats always giving me the side eye? I feel like they're judging me. I understand entirely. Goats have big personalities. I have some goats that act like dogs, and they're just like in my back pocket all the time. But I definitely have some goats that are very judgmental. But nothing is judgmental like an alpaca. They're such hipsters. Like I have a few that are super, super sweet. And some of them, they like me. And like when I have crackers, they'll all come up to me. They like me. But like alpacas are so like the other animals on the farm, like when Bear's out there, they just look at him like, you peasant. Like they're so funny. I love their personalities. No, Janice, Berkeys are they're countertop filters. And so
they have some other things. Like they have like a mobile, like you can take it with you, like backpacking kind of filter thing.
There's more.
But they don't have one they don't make stuff that goes on your water lines to filter your house or to filter fridges, because it's not pressurized. Does that make sense? This is not a filter system where it pressurizes through a filter. It is osmosis. It like seeps through the filter, and that's how it cleans it, if I'm not mistaken. Someone, I'm sure, who knows more about it than me. So that wouldn't work on the back of a fridge, but I'm sure they have really good filters you can get. What are you doing?
That is true.
That is true. What is true?
Filter.
Filter? You're silly. There's a whole bunch of them. Hmm.
I think I put too much liquid in this.
I love you too. Carol says hello.
Aww.
You know, from Big Bear? Big Bear Carol? You know who that is? Okay.
Yeah, Jason and Robin, just so you know, you're not Jason and Robin to Ben, you're Carol's mom and dad. And then sometimes if he needs to clarify, he'll say, you know, Big Bear. Hey, go watch your show. I don't make faces at the camera. Go on. Have you ever grown artichokes? I have a plant that my friend Amanda brought to me from California, but it didn't get very big this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Brenda. I'll definitely keep them both in our prayers. They just Bookish Homestead. They just said that she's gone into hospice, an American Homestead. I'm not familiar with that channel. I'll definitely look into that, and I'll definitely be praying for them. Yeah, Angel, we've done monkey bread and gorilla bread. I've cooked those, but I don't love them. They're really rich to me, but I mean they're good. Jeremiah's family loves them, but we're not.
I usually don't eat them. It's just like maybe like a bite. It's so
so rich. Sweet.
I'm more of like a dessert that's like. That's why I was like trying to find an alternative to pecan pie because pecan pie can be so rich.
Yeah.
And like I like more subtle desserts. Like if I had to choose between like triple decker chocolate fudge cake, which is probably what Jessica would choose. I would choose like the lemon raspberry with powdered sugar, like light cake. You know, like you know what I'm saying, less sweet and rich and heavy.
So I don't know what's going on, guys, with the like the thing y'all are talking about praying about. I don't know what's going on. So someone is Jamie from American Homestead, and what's going on with Sarah? I don't know. I definitely want to pray about that, and I just want to pray for them. But
Kaylee says, I want to go stuff my face after tonight's live.
I know we're not talking about making good food decisions.
Well,
oh, Sarah's having tests. Well, Father God, we just lift up both of these ladies, and we just ask that you would put your hand on them and that you would show yourself strong, Father, and that you would just be completely present with peace that surpasses all understanding. I have not been on YouTube much at all lately in the last couple weeks. Okay. So yeah, we just stand in agreement and we just thank you, Lord, for healing over Sarah's body, that there's nothing to be afraid of. And God, we just thank you for your perfect will. We thank you for the stripes which you gave for our healing, Jesus. And we just love you and we praise you and we just ask you to lavish your love on these ladies and their families in Jesus' name. Amen. I don't think you hear Kitten George meowing. He's probably snuggled up in his little box, sleeping.
With his bro.
Yep. Man, lots of people having
bro snuggles.
Health stuff. Oh. I miss being in the garden, Natasha Chase. I've been going down there.
Talk about my leg thing, or should I not?
You can talk about your leg thing. I think that would be okay. I mean, it's up to you.
I don't mind talking about it.
I'm definitely praising God that it was
serious.
Okay.
Was it Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday of last week, I actually took myself to the emergency room.
For those of you, well, you might want a backstory because a lot of people might not know. Jeremiah has actually got a long history of some health issues, and it was related to that. So your reaction, you felt silly, like it was an overreaction, but it was actually probably due to some.
So, well, a lot of people, if they've watched the channel, like I deal with some vein issues on my leg that I had all my surgeries on. Been wearing like compression socks. Like in the summer, you saw me wearing like one black sock all the way up my leg, all that stuff. So Tuesday, related to that leg, I felt this kind of lump on that vein. and was a little concerned about it and started having some like cooling sensations. Nothing that was like symptoms to be like super concerned, because it wasn't like super swelling and it wasn't super painful. And, so it wasn't like showing those kind of signs, but it was just different and it made me concerned. So I actually took myself to the ER to have it checked out, just to rule out anything serious, because I was fairly confident it was a blood clot. And they did an ultrasound
buy a little cash by MT knives.
My main artery, and that came back clean, that there's no clots forming at all in my main artery. So the part on my leg that was actually, like I said, like kind of like the varicose type veins, that actually was a clot in my leg. But so by the end of this, what I learned and what was educated on was that, my main artery, which is the part you don't want clots in, that can be life-threatening, was perfectly fine, which also tells me that, the tumor and the scar tissue is not putting pressure on my artery, or they would have seen it. So that was good to know. That I do have a clot in my leg in those veins, but they're superficial veins. And so it's called like superficial, I don't know what the word is, thrombose something is what they said, which I had read that on the Googly. So they didn't prescribe anything. I'm just supposed to take some light blood thinners. So he said like ibuprofen for a little while and give it some heat. So like apply some heat to it. And then the other thing he said is that I actually don't have varicose veins. He said that he's fairly confident that this is all, I've had some increased inflammation in that area, which is causing the clotting, the small clotting, which is then causing all the veiny, which I thought were varicose veins. He said, if you reduce the inflammation, that could all go away.
Andrew Littlefield said keto is great for vascular health.
Oh, okay.
That's an interesting thing. Yeah.
So I learned some good news. It's not something serious. It did freak me out for a minute, but I got it checked out. And so now I've been doing some new treatment stuff to hopefully by the end of this, like maybe all the vein issues I've been having in that leg will be gone.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been steadily making like diet changes, and I know we're sitting here talking about Thanksgiving and like picking out for Thanksgiving and stuff and all the stuff that we're
really not going to be picking out for Thanksgiving.
Right.
Like, we're making a lot of good food, but it'll be reasonable. Like, honestly, like I can't eat like a crazy amount of food.
Yeah. And so like we're having a lot of our traditional stuff, but it will be reasonable. And we have been eating so clean and so much better, and both of us have been losing a lot of weight. But then looking at, when stuff like this comes up, you go, okay, yeah, this is definitely for a reason. We've got to stick to it. So yeah, I was glad he went. It really frightened me because Jeremiah just so never gets afraid. And so like whenever I see that he's afraid, it's like, what's going on? And so for him to come in and be like scared, and he's like, something's wrong and I need to go to the doctor, I need to go to the hospital. Like it was a kind of scary thing. So I spent the day like just really praying, and thankfully it was good news.
I think it's funny anytime that like when I was going back for my hand surgery, or like when I was taking myself to the ER that day, like I'll come back and be like, you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. She goes, I prayed about it. I asked God. He said, you'd be fine.
Oh, yeah, we've had a full week. This is why I have not posted a lot of videos lately. I have not posted just a whole lot of videos, and this is why. It's just been that's interesting, naturally NC. The second pig has not had babies yet. She's just keeping us hanging, making me look silly because I was really certain she was about to have them. I was so worried when it was cold. So I was looking. I think some of the delay is a little bit. Christmas piggies. They probably won't be that late because pigs are only pregnant for 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. And so she's been separated from Gerard for over a month. So she's got to have them relatively soon. I told her she'll probably have them on Thanksgiving. Our animals always do something crazy on Thanksgiving. Like something,
Let's see. What was last year?
I can't remember, but there was some sort of.
2 years ago, it was one of our horses almost ripped his hoof off.
Ugh, that was awful.
That was the worst. Maybe that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, so I would be fine if we just had Thanksgiving babies. That would be a good thing. You coming to say hi?
We're about to sign off in 6 minutes.
Oh, Terry, December 10th is your birthday? That's awesome. December 16th is my birthday. And December 28th is Jeremiah's birthday. So we are December babies as well. Good night, Naked Gardener. You're not a December baby. You're a March baby. March.
Kid and George pretty much handles all of our rodent problems all over the house and the property.
Sit back.
He's constantly hunting.
I know you're making faces at that camera, but there's 515 people on the other side of that watching you. Okay. Brown Familia, can you describe what it feels like when a goat's ligaments are loose? Okay, so hold on. I got to teach something, okay? Let my hands go. Okay, so you've got the backbone that leads into the tail, and you're going to squeeze beside that backbone. So you're going to feel the backbone, and those areas next to that are going to get squishier and squishier, and basically the ligaments are going to feel like pencils. And and the looser they get, the more you're going to be able to feel those ligaments, and they're going to feel like two pencils, one on each side that you can roll. Whenever the goat's about to have the babies, you feel absolutely nothing there. Like it gets where you feel less and less, but you can still feel those pencils. And as soon as those are gone, completely gone, you're going to have babies within like the first or the next 24 hours. Oh, cool, Carrie. Birthday twins. She has the same birthday as me, is what I was saying.
And Dad?
No, Dad has a different birthday than me. His birthday is December 28th, and mine is December 16th. Oh, cool. Mac's birthday is on December 28th, too. You know, Ben Holler's is actually also on December 28th. Him and Jeremiah are 1 year apart. Yeah, Jacob, I agree. Mr. Stripey. It's a good one. I like Mr. Stripey. It's not necessarily my favorite just because they don't get real big, or at least they haven't for me, but I do really like them. Holland's Heroes. Jess, you said that you battled with laziness. Can you tell us how you worked through that?
No one is dinner will be ready.
Dinner is almost ready. Here, go on, let me talk. We only have a few more minutes. Honestly, it was just small goals, being very realistic with myself, and just really making deliberate choices. Lists help me a lot. And this is going to probably depend on your personality, but lists help me a lot, and making sure that I make time to actually rest. Because partially I was really lazy, and partially I was just really mismanaging my time. And so I just felt exhausted all the time, and that wasn't really the case. And so having designated rest time, another thing that really helps me as far as like laziness goes and just productivity altogether, is I charge my phone in my kitchen. I do not keep my phone next to my bed. So I go to bed on a reasonable time. I don't stay up quite as late. It's really easy to stay up too late when you're engaging your mind with something like a screen. But your body's tired. And so it's good to kind of have a cutoff time on that. And also when I wake up in the morning, before I get on any sort of like media like that, I have like my quiet time and different things like that. And that kind of helps me. And I know that's not really a direct answer to how do you get over laziness, but for me, it was like prioritizing and making sure I did what needed to be done first. It kind of just set the path of the day better. But lists, small goals, and making time to rest would probably be the main thing. Lack of motivation as opposed to laziness. Those actually are different things. Laziness, I would say for me is, I've dealt with both of those things. For me, I actually am very mindful that I stay inspired. Like there are things that help inspire me. Like I read, like right now, The Marvelous Pigness of Pigs by Joel Salatin. I'm going to read that book as often as I have to stay inspired to only eat ethically sourced meat and only purchase ethically sourced meat for my family. When I start feeling like, oh, I could make this little exception here, I could do this here, I'll go read it again. Like finding the things that inspire you and making the choice to stay inspired. Like for me, like I don't feel motivated to cook sometimes. I don't feel motivated to meal plan. So I sit down and I read cookbooks until I do. And then once I'm motivated, once I get that inspiration, then I run with it. So yeah. Oh, I bet those are beautiful, Natasha. I love macrame. All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap this up. It's 7:59, and I've got dinner done over here. My babies are hungry. So thank you guys. Hey, Papa Pepper, I didn't see you in here. Thank you guys so much for chatting with us tonight. I appreciate y'all so much. We hope you have a wonderful happy Thanksgiving.
Kaylee,
can you say happy Thanksgiving?
Happy Thanksgiving.
You want to sign us off? What do we say at the end of our videos?
Bless you until next time.
We bless you until next time. Good night, guys.
Good night.